All right. Good evening. Sorry about the late start, everyone. It is just 8 after 10 on April 2nd, a beautiful Tuesday night. On our last adventure into Barovia, the intrepid adventurers learned a little bit more about one of their companions and the lycanthropic curse that he carried with him. On top of that, they come to understand that he is much more in control of this curse than previously anticipated. With this powerful ally at their sides, and extending trust that he will be able to keep the beast within in check, the party returned to the town of Valaki, wherein they spent a vast majority of the rest of the day venturing from shop to shop, learning tidbits from various members of the community about the goings-on of Valaki, and a little bit more about the Burgomaster himself and his festival that he seems to run once a week in hopes of raising the spirits of the citizens. But their final stop was at a small hut on the outskirts of town, wherein they found a little old lady, an apothecary, named Jenny, who possessed a plethora of information, much knowledge, incredible knowledge, that she offered to the four adventurers, with the offer in exchange for them testing some concoctions she has brewed. Wilhelmina took the first question and the first dose as she stepped forth, asking for some directions, at which point, let us switch scenes here, actually. And, oh, it's got me deafened, sorry. At which point she learned that the keep in question, in response to one of the Taroka cards, that a treasure lies, I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon, look to the highest peak, and also that go to the mountains, climb the white tower guarded by golden knights. They had learned for certain that the tower in question was down in Solenka Pass. With receiving that information, a vial was placed before Wilhelmina. And that vial in which she imbibed was quite interesting in that it smelt of blood, very irony, very strong, but tasted of roasted meats. And we left off just as the concoction started to churn and stir within her gullet. And with that, let us join the players. All right, so we left off last time after perusing the town and gathering information, interacting with different merchants, doing a little bit of shopping. We ended off in Jenny's little hovel. You had asked about one of your Taroka card results, about where in the mountains the White Tower guarded by golden knights was.
Yes.
And after Jenny pointed it out and confirmed that that is where it is, she handed you a small vial. I do not remember the visual description, but I do remember that it smelled like blood, but tasted like roasted meat.
Yep.
and you feel like this little bit of bubbling, this churning. It's not all that unpleasant. You know, it's... While Wilhelmina, the character, may not know what this sensation would feel like, the rest of us who consume soda at some point in time understand, you know, how it feels when you chug a little bit too much and you get that little gassy feeling.
Oh.
Where it's not super uncomfortable, but there's that pressure, and then a mighty belch is emitted from Wilhelmina, along with great relief.
Oh.
And at the moment, that is all.
Oh, shit. Well, that could have been way worse.
6. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Give me a perception check, Wilhelmina.
Alright, give me one moment.
Method.
You said perception, right?
Yes, I did. Okay, so go ahead, Grub.
I was gonna say, you see Grub raise an eyebrow. He was like, "That sounded chunky."
You feel a tingling in each of the tips of each of your fingers. You can taste something on the air. The very air has a flavor to it. It's soothing, but sharp with spice. You can't place exactly what it is that you are sensing, but it almost feels as though your senses are alight with raw arcana. With that, I would like for you to roll me an arcana check with advantage.
Alright, what's advantage? I did on the correct thing this time.
And with that, you innately sense that your attunement, your connection with the weave, with the very fabric of magic, seems to be intensified.
Oh, man.
And after everyone has consumed all their potions, I will explain to you on a mechanical level what everybody's potions will be providing for them.
Okay.
And for the audience's information, I rolled everything here randomly. And I rolled the order of the potions randomly. And then I left it to these clowns to decide who was going to drink which potion in which order. That said, other than determining what the potions are, everything else is in your guys' hands.
That's
for
terrifying.
good or for ill.
That's mean.
That's terrifying.
So.
Wait. Before we do this, is someone in the chat?
Wow.
Not yet.
Alright, let's continue.
There's plenty of other people who have channel points that can definitely throw some weight around if they wish to.
Yeah, but I don't feel as afraid of some of them as I do Samuel.
Yeah.
He's kind of bugger who come over the weirdest things for us.
He really does. Anyways.
He did bless most of us last session, though.
He tends to I feel like he has a quarter that he flips every single time before blessing and baning.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I feel too.
But that said, who will be asking the second question? And for the record, anybody can ask the question, but we need to know who will be taking the next dose in exchange for more information.
I can't remember if we came up with a list of questions or not.
I was gonna say, I thought it seemed like last time we were talking about an agreement that we were gonna talk about the leads for the
The card
Yeah.
readings.
on the card readings.
So we got the tower with the bronze statue guarding it, right?
Yeah.
Now we need the wizard. And we also need. Oh, I wrote this down somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys already got the look to the one who sees all the treasures hidden in her camp. You already got that one out of the way. The first card reading. You guys haven't asked about the second card reading, but you did ask about the third card reading. And you have not asked about the fourth card reading, and you guys all have a pretty safe assumption about the last card reading.
Considering the last one's pretty much probably Strahd.
Yeah.
So we got the one with the white tower.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are other elements that you guys can potentially ask about. Like, literally, you guys can ask anything, and if I don't have the answer right offhand, I can find and or make up an answer that will fit.
I was gonna say, I think the loose ends we have right now, and anyone is free to correct me then, would be the fallen house guarded by the great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak. Your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken and his spells are strong. And we technically still haven't really gotten any leads on Clyde. Technically.
There's
Oh,
that,
yeah.
but also you guys did just recently learn about the Fanes.
Fanes.
The first of which was just shy of the windmill that you guys burnt down.
Oh!
There was apparently 3 of them.
I'm not apologizing. I did that for good reason.
And it may or may not come back to haunt you.
If it does, it does.
Yeah, and I mean, also, I guess another loose end would be the witches that we kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
No, the witches I pissed off.
You guys all collectively pissed them off. You just enraged them.
Yeah.
They'll go for
I
me
mean,
first.
I was about to say, if they kill anybody, they're going after. They'll kill us all, but they'll kill you with more veracity.
With more gusto.
Just like the same way you blew up their house.
Yep.
So yeah, so we do have a few loose ends.
Well, I'll usually ask about the wizard.
Okay.
So you wish to be second?
Sure.
All right.
I've done it, man. How bad could it be? I said that last time, by the way.
I'm just doing what comes naturally. Okay, so
I get the reference.
So, you are informed that, like, how do you ask your question?
I'm trying to think, how would Taran ask this question?
So if I recall correctly, I haven't gone back over the VOD recently, so my memory is about as good as everyone else's here on that front. Wilhelmina had asked, going to paraphrase loosely, I think she quoted the reading and then said, "Where is the tower that's guarded by golden knights?" And that gave Jenny enough of a clue of what you guys were looking for that she was able to tell you right where it was.
Yeah, Wilhelmina still kind of said it, but didn't say the exact phrasing.
I'd probably follow suit. So I'd be like, your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong. Who and where are this wizard?
Jenny is sitting there. You know, she's kind of like the entire time that you guys are in her house. You know, she's kind of scurrying around. You know, grabbing pinches of this and kind of working some potions. You know, adding some things and letting them cook, and you know, sniffing this, sniffing that, and like as you ask, she grabs a bunch of sage and lights it and kind of smudges the air around you. And she sniffs the sage, the smoke, before. Ah, yes. The broken one, mind shattered. He is not well. He could definitely use some help. But yes, you are not ready to seek him out yet. But you shall find him deep to the north. There is a mountain. Mount Baratok. Let me mark it down on your map. To which, let me switch layers. And with that, you will see Mount Baratok.
I was up 2 layers.
There we go. It is a fair distance away, as it is not actively on the map. But off in that direction, you will find the mage that you seek. He knows not exactly where he is, and knows not where he wanders. But friends he definitely could make do with. And with that, she picks up vials and she looks at it again and she says, and again I say, you do need some time to grow. Your power is not where it needs to be for you to aid him. And she puts down the vial in front of you, Taryn. I need you to roll for me.
I'm getting flashbacks.
A d20. And roll one more d20. Alright, so this vial is a pale green. But inside, streaking the insides of the glass, you're not certain exactly what it is, but it definitely looks like it might be some type of gore from some slain creature, the way it kind of clings to the inside of the vial and kind of smears.
Huh. Neat.
Roll me a d10. Alright. And then roll for me 2d100. Separately. Separately. So 2 separate d100s.
She shrugs as she does it. It's not the weirdest thing I've eaten.
Okay, so the texture of it as you drink it, it's almost milky in its consistency as it goes down. It smells like sand. But it tastes like the end of the world. It goes down, it coats the tongue, it's thick, you start gagging and retching almost immediately. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Of course you give me that one. Right. Constitution saving throw.
Does it taste like pineapple on lasagna?
Well, it said the end of the world just more. Uh-oh.
Okay, so as you finish, coughing, hacking, heaving, you kind of steady yourself. It wasn't so bad. thud, you hit the ground.
I'm out.
And before anybody can react, you are out like a light. You are sleeping like the dead, snoring savagely. The room kind of shakes a little with how mighty the snore is. But for you, I mean, and when any of your companions go over to check your vitals, you're warm. You're a little feverish feeling. There's a little bit of sweat on your brow. But what nobody knows but you is for the first time since you've been here, outside of when you ate... Did you eat any of the pie? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Well, fine. For the first time since you've been here, you are having wonderful dreams. You are back in the swamp. You are on a hunt with the lizard folk that you were living with for so long. Tracking, studying their ways, learning how they move through the swamps. And it's comfort. It is what you knew before this nightmare began. And after, 10, 20 minutes, you wake up. You don't feel well rested, but you feel all right. A little weird aftertaste in your mouth. But you feel all right. You still got a little bit of this feverish feel, but that'll pass.
She's just gonna sit there and look like she's just woken up from like a 2-hour nap. Disgruntled, like... That's it. She's just gonna sit there, like...
I was gonna say, like, when she slumps onto the floor, Grub's gonna kneel down next to Taryn and make sure she's sleeping, whatever, checking to make sure she's okay, and then kind of slinks back up onto the onto the bench that he was.
If you look at Jenny at that point, she is sitting there scribbling notes while checking Taryn constantly and muttering to herself. And as you stand up, she goes, "All right, so how is her temperature?"
He just kind of answers. He's like, warm. I mean,
okay, warm, a little feverish. Okay. I see some sweat, a little sweat. And she's just taking notes. And you realize she genuinely has no fucking clue what any of these potions are going to do.
Can Grub roll perception for that, or is that pretty clear that we all know that she doesn't know what any of these are going to do?
She's seeing. I will give it to you that she's confident that none of these will cause any lasting harm. So she had no idea if any of them would be inconvenient, but she was pretty certain. She was like 98% certain that none of these were deadly or permanently damaging. She was about 50% certain that none of them would harm you at all. And if they did harm you, it would be mostly like, some bad indigestion or just, something extremely discomforting, but nothing that'll cause like blindness, permanent limp, blah, 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 anything serious. But she's just trying to figure out what different mixtures do. And she has people that are looking for information that can serve as willing guinea pigs.
See the brief flash of mild horror in a way at the the realization that she doesn't know what any of these are going to do besides most likely not kill us, before he just kind of takes a deep breath and knows that seems like the information she is giving is going to be accurate, so it should be worth the cost.
Yeah. With that said, who wishes to take the third potion? Will it be Renault or will it be Grub?
I'll take it.
All right. All right, so what tidbit of information do we wish next? Do we want to confirm the fallen house, or do we wish to ask anything about the Fanes or about Clyde?
Clyde's dead.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
And literally any question that you wish to ask that you feel might provide any kind of relevant information that you guys as players might be able to make use of, anything's on the table.
What is airspeed velocity with unladen swallow?
Suddenly,
Yes,
Terran.
yes.
Oh, something's happening there.
So, you guys are more than welcome to converse amongst yourselves. Kajix has asked for any suggestions from the party.
Well, we asked about the wizard. We asked about the knight. The
Yeah.
last one.
I feel like the fallen house guarded by stone dragon would be the next logical choice.
And then the Fanes.
Yeah, and then Grub can do the feigns. Unless Ajax would like to ask about the feigns, and I'll ask about the stone dragon.
No, I can ask about the gold. We're talking about the Golden Knights, right?
No. We have already asked about the Golden Knights. We're
We
asking
already
about
asked about it.
the fallen house that's guarded by a great stone dragon.
Okay. Yeah, I would ask about that. Stone Dragon at the highest peak, right? Or was that the...
I
Yeah,
do believe that was
yeah.
the wording.
Word for word, it is, I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak.
Yeah, then I would ask what the I mean, most pertinent question would be what the highest peak in this region is, I suppose. But I suppose in general, asking what the stone dragon could refer to would also get the same answer.
Out of curiosity, around the table, what's everybody's passive perceptions?
10.
Groggy.
15.
11.
12.
12. All right, so Wilhelmina, you like just barely catch it. Renault, you clearly catch it as there's like a glint of understanding and amusement in her eyes as she kind of maintains her poker face for a moment until she realizes that Renault saw that, at which point she gives a laugh, a playful laugh, not condescending, but just one of enjoyment as she goes, "Oh, dearies. The highest peak is not necessarily speaking of the highest terrain in the region. For if you were seeking the highest point, you'd be searching either for, Mount Baratok to the north or Mount Gakis to the south. But no. What you are seeking, as I know just by the mentioning of the Great Stone Dragon, you are looking for Argenvostholt, which is a great keep not too far away. As she points on the map, let me draw your attention to it. Right there. She continues, the highest peak, I would assume, is in reference to the highest tower. She kind of smiles and gives a knowing wink to the party.
I mean, that makes sense.
It doesn't feel the last at all. So I finally get to my feet and I'm like, seemingly slightly annoyed at the fact that Oh wait, this is real.
So, that said, Renault, she places a potion in front of you. I would like for you to roll me a d20. Or rather, two d20s separately. As we are determining the appearance
Oh dear.
of your
Almost did
concoction.
that.
You can do it
Almost did
publicly.
that on- I was going to say I almost did that on Twitch.
Oh!
That would have been funny.
I need to set up the dice bot or something. Alright, so.
Let the viewers roll with us.
12 and 18. So, the liquid itself is yellow. But inside, as you kind of look at it, you see kind of drifting in and out of the viscous liquid a face.
Mm.
You can't quite make out the details of the face, but you could tell that, it is a humanoid-esque face. But, it's a small vial, so it's a very small face that kind of drifts in and out of view in the liquid. Roll for me a d10, followed by two separate d100s. Renault, did you catch that?
I'm sorry, repeat that again.
I said that the liquid itself was yellow, and there's a face, a humanoid-looking face, very small, floating in and out of view in the liquid. And I need you to roll a d10 and then two separate d100s for me.
Two separate 1d100s.
Yeah. As well as a 1d10. Okay. Okay, so nobody's going to like that.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Everybody's going to like that, and
Like when you say
That's-
nobody's gonna like that.
okay. So as you uncork your vial and you take a sniff, it smells very natural, very earthy. It smells of the forest. So that's a very comforting smell. As you bring it to your lips and you take a drink, the flavor leaves a bit to be desired. It doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't taste great. It tastes like slightly stale, a little bit old fruit that hasn't quite gone bad, but is on its way. The problem is it's chunky.
Yeah.
It takes a little work to go down. But as it hits your stomach and you start feeling the warmth of the potion, of the magic of the potion dispersing, spreading through you, your shoulders kind of go back, your head raises a bit as you feel this surge of confidence, this courage, as... let me scroll back up here. Where did you go? As you
Oh no.
are temporarily immune to fear. Unfortunately, one of the downsides to the magic is every time you try to speak, the only thing that comes out is incoherent babbling. As the magic has kind of caused a disconnect between your mouth and your brain. You know what you're trying to say. The thoughts are completely coherent in your head, But what comes out of your mouth, as you kind of are very taken back by, that's not what was in your head. That does not compute. 2 + 2 does not equal chair. But after about 10 minutes or so, the supernatural confidence kind of fades and the ability to speak coherently comes back to you. It's a very, very temporary effect.
Very weird.
But as she takes notes, as she asks you afterwards, at first she asked you immediately, how do you feel? And you probably would have went to say, confident, I feel good, I feel ready. And all that came out was gibberish. Which when she's interesting, scribbles some notes. And then after you're finally able to talk again, she would ask you, how did it make you feel?
Yeah, I would give her. Yeah, I would tell her.
Okay. So she takes down the notes and, sits there, and you see her kind of sitting there like, she doesn't hide her notes. You guys can see that underneath each vial there's there's none of you guys can read the language of what she has written down for the potions, mostly because she hasn't actually written an actual name down. She's just given each of them a character for her to recognize quickly what each one is. But beneath it, you see really not hyper detailed, but pretty good sketches of different plants. And it doesn't take a lot of intelligence for you guys to be able to put together that these are representative of the ingredients that she used to make each of these potions. And, she's got little notes, about, possibly, this herb causing this effect, this one causing that effect, she's two of the potions, the potions that Taryn and Renault had drank had the same herb in it, and she's kind of put a line between the two of them going ? Negative component. At which point she kind of squints at the 4th potion, and at that point you realize, Grub, with a little bit of trepidation, that herb is in your potion too.
Neat.
But that's the only similarity between all 4 potions? It was in Wilhelmina's potion as well. Anyways, with that, we now know the location of, I cannot remember how to pronounce it, Argenvostold. Or Argenvostold. There we go. There we go. There's the spelling. Okay, so we turn to Grub as she slides the potion forwards and goes, "Well then, brave knight, what is your query?"
So Grub just kind of, pauses for a moment. He's like, well, we saw these unique structures, and he starts explaining the 3 statues that were connected to the Fane.
You
3 or 4.
No, the first you've only seen 1 Fane so far, but you read about there being 3 Fanes.
Okay.
And you saw the first Fane, and it was like horribly desecrated.
Right. Okay.
But so you might want to describe that and mention that you had heard about there being 3 such fanes and that they've got some connection to the devil.
Yeah. Okay. So, so he goes and explains the desecrated one that they discovered, and then the ones they were reading about where there are overall 3 of them. And I feel like the best question for us to ask about these is, once desecrated, would fixing that one and possibly fixing the other ones make any effect on the land? I think that's what we would want to ask out of this.
Do you turn to your companions while you're explaining all this and ask, is that the question we're reaching for here, guys? Kind of, is that the approach you're going for?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to be a benefit, it'd be nice to know.
Yeah, it would be nice to know.
With that, I would like for all of you to roll me perceptions.
I'm terrible.
That's not great.
Well,
Not bad.
Oh, that was still on advantage, but that's okay.
right.
I like the first number anyway.
All right, so Grub unfortunately misses it. I will say it's because you had turned to the others as you were asking them.
That's fair.
But the rest of you, particularly Wilhelmina and Renault, you guys see it clear. There's a catch in her breath. But she kind of leans forwards a little bit, almost eagerly, and that's what all 3 of you see. Is as you guys as Grub is asking, but she kind of withdraws that eager energy for a moment, takes a very stilling breath, and that's when she makes eye contact with both Wilhelmina and Renault and realizes you guys caught that. With that, roll me insights, the 3 of you, but Wilhelmina and Renault, roll it with advantage.
All right.
As you guys saw more body language from her than Taryn did.
Well, what now? I'm sorry.
Insight.
Insight with advantage.
Insight with advantage.
I thought you were about to say roll initiative.
She's one of the hags.
Oh god. Oh no.
Like, I just heard the it, and I'm just because you stopped for a brief second. I'm like, initiative.
If only I had my soundboard.
Right, Taryn. I need a insight from you, Taryn. But yours is yours is a straight roll.
All
Wait,
right.
you're in a Renault.
No, I got Renault's and I got Wilhelmina's. Okay. I just need
I thought I failed it.
Okay, so the 3 of you realize she knows a fair bit about these Fanes. And she has great interest in your interest.
Oh.
To which she kind of gauges you all as you turn to regard her again, and she goes, "Well, I might as well come a little bit clean. I'm not going to give away all my secrets. But yes, if you were to restore these Fanes, returning the domains to each of the sisters who brought life to this land before the devil came and disrupted them, you would indeed cause great change. You would potentially earn the respect and favor of potentially powerful allies in the process. You see, these Fanes, these shrines, they represent 3 elder beings, three Fae of old. The Seeker, the Weaver, and the Huntress. The Seeker, her fane, can be found. Shoot, where'd it go? The crap, I lost it. Where'd it go?
I believe in you, Sean.
Okay.
I believe.
I'm sorry, I lost a lot of... Okay. The Fanes each require specific methods to purge the taint and the curse that suppresses the gifts of each of the three. The three Fanes are known as the Mountain Fane, the Swamp Fane, and the Forest Fane. The one that you described, she says, turning to Grub, was the Forest Fane. There's many rituals, many very specific things that need to be done to purge each of these Fanes. Let me see. Before you will be able to cleanse that shrine, I do believe. She kind of looks to your map and slowly, with a slightly shaking finger, taps on the mark that you guys have placed for Argenvosthot. Something you need can be found there. But you will also have to deal with the dreaded sisters. Well, the mother and the sisters. She kind of looks at you all, and then her eyes kind of fall on Taryn in particular. And yes, I am aware of what you did. And she gives a knowing wink.
I'm not apologizing.
To which she leans forwards and goes, "You shouldn't."
There's certain things you don't put in a pie.
There's many things you shouldn't put in the pie.
Like pineapple.
But I tell you what, I shall offer what aid I can, be it in information as you progress. As long as you follow through in truth to your cleansing of these Fanes. As a gesture of goodwill. She reaches under her table. Pulls out a small drawer. You hear the clinking of glass, and she pulls out a pair of small potions. Like, the vials are fairly standardized for normal healing potions, but these are blue instead of the usual red. She puts them down and slides them across the table towards you. As a token of my faith, that you four will pursue justice for the sisters. For the ladies of this land. come back to me after you have visited Argenvostolt with your prize in hand, and I will see what I can do to facilitate more information about either the terrible trio's location, where to find them, or any other information I will have potentially gathered by then about the cleansing of the Forest Thane. Forest Thane, there we go. I accidentally said it with a TH instead of an F.
I was about to say, we can lick him now.
Man, that's pretty thucked up.
Seriously, fucked up.
Anyways.
Apologize to anyone who's stuck with that, by the way.
With that, Grub, you have a potion before you.
Chug, 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 chug.
And with that, I need you to roll for me 2 separate d20s. That's a single d10. Interesting. And then 2 separate d100s. All right, so.
That 12 better be good for a reason.
Well, much like the potion placed before Renault, yours is also yellow.
Oh, yay.
But it's got a strange, like, dense, cloudy murkiness to it.
It's pineapple juice.
God damn it. God.
Delicious.
Say that was a bottle of piss.
Dear God.
It smells awful. It smells so bad.
Oh,
It's a bottle
great.
of piss.
You open it up, and it smells like humid flesh.
Oh. Oh.
Have fun with that.
You see Grub, like, stealing himself. Like, he has one... Like, he obviously one hand holding the potion near his face, but you see the other one, and his relatively calm demeanor just clench, and you could even, like, almost see, like, the veins in his, muscular arms, like, almost, like, bursting a little bit.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh, no!
If you couldn't tell, I was covering my face. All right, so it smells like human flesh, and that doesn't necessarily mean like carved
Necrotic?
flesh. It smells like, human skin, like somebody's arm is in your face. The texture as you drink it is very milky.
Oh.
And remember, you rolled this. And it tastes like a brothel.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
You rolled this.
It sounds like I didn't choose the dice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh.
So, as you drink it, she kind of sits there and squints at you. And, she asks you a couple questions about how you feel, other than the fact that taste, the smell, and the texture all together just heebie-jeebies. Just not pleasant, not good. That aside, you don't really feel anything super out of the ordinary at first, until she kind of like starts, holding up different things for you to look at, trying to see if, maybe it's visually based. Maybe, she's trying anything, picking up different things, waving different things in front of your face. And finally, like, you see something and it's in a language you don't understand. And you go to, she's like, I don't know, just try reading this. And you read it. And, let me open up your character sheet to see what languages you don't speak.
I was gonna say, I speak quite a lot of them.
All right, so Taryn, you understand what Grub just read, though Grub has no idea what he just read. As he reads in Dwarvish a particular mineral name.
Ooh, I know that one.
They picks up some other stuff, and he puts a book down in front of Grub, and Grub reads a small passage in Draconic. Flawless
Also,
Draconic. Grub doesn't speak either of those languages.
I was gonna say.
I was just looking at him like,
Except that Grub's inflections and pronunciations are flawless. Grub doesn't know a single word he's just said, but for some reason, he's able to translate it and spit it out. And about that time, you guys Renault notices it first and probably points it out to everyone as there's blood trickling out of the corners of Renault's eyes. As you start literally tearing up, but it's not tears, it's blood. You are crying blood.
Renault?
Or not Renault. Sorry.
I
Grub.
see it. What the
Grub
hell
is fuck. I'm sorry. I'm also I am running a little bit low on sleep. I apologize, DM error.
I was thinking, that's the
Hey,
hell I'm supposed to jump for people.
hey, at least I wasn't calling him Ruga again.
Oh, that's fair.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, Grub is reading all of this and starts crying blood.
That's not good.
Grub just kind of dabs the corners of his eyes.
Yeah, because you
feeling
feel
like
moisture.
Yeah, and he pulls away. He realizes it's blood. He was like, "Well, that's not this again."
Jenny is like writing some stuff down. She pauses and looks up at you, mildly concerned. Again?
Can I do
What do you mean,
wait. Above table, would you like me to do some sort of history check?
Yes.
Or can we just assume that at some point? Okay, I'll do a quick history check.
Yeah,
But
you remember snippets. You don't remember everything, but you do remember. One sec. Let me go to Discord. I gotta find that thing you linked me.
Oh, that was on Facebook. Let me send it to you.
Oh, that was on Facebook. Let me go to Facebook.
Yes.
That'll be.
I was gonna say I can send this to you on Discord as well, so you have several places to source this from.
Go ahead and send it to me on Discord, but then pin it.
Yes, absolutely. That was almost in the wrong chat. Spoilers.
Oh boy.
All right, so it's sent to you on Discord. I'm about to pin it.
Oh boy, here we go, fucking up DM's plan again.
All right, so. Yeah, so you remember visions of a dwarf, and you remember just so much blood, so much pain. I mean, like intense pain in your back and your chest. Your legs felt fine. Actually, your legs didn't feel like anything at all.
No.
But lots of blood, and a lot of it was coming from places it probably shouldn't. Eyes, ears.
So when he says it out loud, he kind of stops. He's like, "Oh, I've seen this happen before. It wasn't a pretty outcome. I've seen this happen before. I feel fine, I think." Because he kind of just tries to wipe the moisture feeling away.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
By the way, I also did roll to see which one it was.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping it would have landed on 5, but it got 4.
It's okay. We'll get a chance to explore 5 later.
Yep.
I hope.
At some point. So, anyways, continuing on.
Concern. Major concern. Darren actually is concerned. Like,
I mean, I'm assuming Grub, the rest of him feels fine.
Oh yeah, you just have a little, it doesn't actually hurt you. You just got a little bit of blood coming out of your eyes for a few minutes. It was wild. The durations on some of these I rolled were like really low.
Wait, am I still in my euphoric arcane?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean it's not like it. As you've had probably about close to an hour now to kind of acclimatize to it, like it's going to take a little bit more time for you to really get used to it, but it feels pretty all right. But
Nice.
you're still feeling the effects almost an hour later. And now I shall explain above game the benefits and detriments as they either linger or don't for everybody's potions. Only one of you guys drank a potion that had a roll for a near permanent effect. And that was Wilhelmina's potion.
Whoa.
Damn.
If I was permanently asleep, I would be a bit pissed.
I mean, like there would have been ways to counteract it, but without using those ways to counteract it, yeah, you would have been permanently asleep if I had rolled for it to be a permanent or near permanent effect. But on a
Oh well, pulls out a new character.
but on a mechanical level, the potion that Wilhelmina drank is let me come back up here and reread the exact words. It is a
Whoa.
potion of mana,
Whoa.
except that it is a concentrated potion of mana in that you permanently, or at least nearly permanently, I don't know when it's going to wear off, but as far as you can tell, you have a +1 bonus to all spell slots up to 5th level spell slots as you unlock those spell slots. So currently, as you only have access to 1st and 2nd level spell slots, you have 1 extra 1st and 1 extra 2nd level spell slot.
God
Woo.
damn.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah. I'll
You
take
lucky
it.
bitch.
Yeah, you are lucky. You are very lucky. I've already added it to your
Okay.
sheet.
Okay. I was about to go through it just to do that.
Yeah, I haven't added it to your 3rd, 4th, or 5th level spell slots yet because, well, you don't have those yet.
Right. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me would have been laughing my ass off if Renault had taken it, considering he's not a caster.
I am one with the weave. Push, 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 push.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
She could see the future. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, so, but yeah, none of the negative effects of anybody's potion lingers beyond the duration of the beneficial effects. I mean, or at least not by much. Like, the slight fever breaks probably about 5-10 minutes before you guys get ready to leave for Terran. But, you know, Jenny sits there and kind of looking at all the different potions. You know, she looks particularly to you, Wilhelmina, and goes, "Well, the next time you come by, tell me how you're feeling. See if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and if it's still keeping on with whatever it's doing with you. I might actually have a winner for once."
I will say, even though the smell concerned me at first, it tasted pretty good. Like a pretty good meal. It actually made me feel quite euphoric afterwards. So I appreciate it.
I will take it. But on an above game note, there is possibilities that you guys may find some of the reagents for some of her better potions, because she dabbles in rarer reagents when she can, But she's a little older, so going deep into the woods and to the hard to reach places to find certain reagents is difficult for her.
They can't get scavenging motherfuckers.
Yeah, if you guys happen to find
That's
some of the some reagents for some of potions, who knows what she might be able to concoct for you.
We'll keep
What I'm
giving.
hearing is we're going to be asking for perception rolls every time we're outside.
Yep.
Or, survival checks to hunt for certain things, but right now she doesn't know that this potion is a success yet, so she's not going to tell you guys what to look for yet for this potion in particular.
Oh, the one that Wilhelmina had.
Yeah. She doesn't know it's a success yet because, well, we haven't had enough time to pass for you in character to realize that this effect is borderline permanent.
Just that I had a very euphoric feeling and connection to the weave.
But yes.
Just remember, the goddess of the weave is a fickle bitch.
Only with Gale.
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Well, you did fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
I just got I was permanently asleep.
It's okay. Grub would have helped animate your body for you. Make it feel like you're still alive.
You would have fucking weekend of burned me?
It's kind of amazing. All right, so. Sorry, I'm reading my notes.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm just looking at these brand new spanking spell slots.
The fuck?
Calm yourself.
Jesus Christ. So, anyways.
She's sitting over there with unlimited power. I think you've given her too much.
So, that said, you also have two standard mana potions, which are, a single spell slot in a bottle, is what she gifted you guys as kind of a prepayment, as it were, towards your guys' pursuit to cleanse the Fanes.
Nice.
So, much like other potions, you guys can use a bonus action to consume it, or a standard action to feed it to someone else. And this potion will let you gain a first level spell slot.
Nice.
Okay.
As you guys head out of Jenny's hovel, she follows you to the door, bids you farewell. As you guys step out and she closes the door behind you, you guys hear her kind of, slide a lock back into place. As you guys move away, if you look back, when you guys first arrived, it looked every bit as abandoned as it does right now, but at least before, you could, hear some movement inside, but you don't hear anything now. And if you happen to walk over and peer inside the window, it looks abandoned. It looks like nobody has been in there in months, if not years.
Interesting.
Huh.
This place just gets weird and weirder. I'm out.
You act like this is new.
I mean, I had a pretty good dream.
That is quite weird.
Right, I suppose next protocol might be what is it? She looks at the paper.
There is. It is getting late. You do see people gathering. Like if you look in towards town, let me switch maps back over to the town map. Where are you, Lucky Town map? There we are. Make sure that. Oh shit! I didn't mean to click that. Go away, thing. All right. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so as you guys look in towards the center of town, way over yonder, like I mean, well, you guys are currently over here. When you look towards town, you can see people kind of leaving some of these buildings and making their way. Let me actually switch back over here. Making their way deeper into town. And the guards are kind of gathering, getting ready to close the gates for the night. You can see that there's several guards that are kind of, going door to door, telling people to, come out. It's time for, you can hear them hollering out, it's time for the festival, it's time for the parade, and blah blah blah. So,
do we have to?
From everything that you have heard so far, yes, you do.
It could be worse.
How can
Kind of.
So one thing I hate the most is mandatory events.
I don't want to go either. I also don't want to die. Who knows what's going to happen in this place?
I mean, that's fair.
Let's go see what's happening at the festival.
But whatever happens, I don't want any part of it.
Hey, at least maybe there'll be some warm food.
I mean, you've got a point.
Warm food, things that don't taste like that. As he kind of shudders at the reminiscent, like the memory of potion tasting like a brothel.
Wilmina just looks at Grub like, mine tasted pretty good.
I mean, by the end of the night, there could be some company involved.
Of course, Taryn wants the company.
What can I say? She's a thirsty bitch.
She is a thirsty bitch.
So, as you guys, I'm going to assume you guys are going into the town, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
as the gates close behind you, you guys make your way deeper into the town. So you see the the festival starts as per kind of normal. Well, what you guys might assume is normal. There's guards marching in formation. Fanfare music. It does not take a very high perception score, passive perception, to notice that at least 90% of the civilian population looks so fucking done. Like they are putting forth the bare minimum levels of enthusiasm.
Me at work.
You think it's work already? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So we can tell that they're very unenthused.
And it seems like you guys know that this happens every week.
Every week.
Every
That-
week.
That's pretty excessive.
And attendance is mandatory.
Ooh.
Imagine having Mardi Gras every week.
And now you guys realize why everybody's like, woo, yay, fuck, I mean,
Whoa.
yay.
I mean, there's trying to fix morale, then there's like destroying it even further.
I mean, I could try to play something, but I don't know if that would even help. They look so tired.
So,
I mean, I could try and dance around a bit.
I mean, do you want to dance and I'll play a tune with it?
I mean, we can certainly try. Try and perk up some people, because look at these guys.
I mean, it would be better than them deal. I mean, it would be not the same thing they have to deal with every week.
I know a few good
Eh, eh,
tales I
eh.
could tell.
It depends if changing up the repertoire might cause some trouble or not.
Wait, so if we're close to the festivities, the
yes.
governmented mandated festivities, can we make out what the festivities are? So, like, what's going on there?
It's, you can tell that the intentions behind it's, I don't know exactly what, I don't have a frame of reference for the UK, but I know here in the States, almost every high school has sport ball teams. And
Oh, God.
typically,
Purple.
every time that there's a big game for the sport ball teams, there's what they love to call pep rallies.
Oh God.
I've heard of these cursed things.
It's literally kind of a government mandated pep rally. They are trying to just perk people up, raise spirits, rah rah. The devil has no power here.
But there's not like stalls of activities. Nothing like I hate to describe it like this, but nothing you would really see at like a Ren Fair, for example.
No.
Okay.
Like I mean, like there's a couple of vendors that have like just, you know, some food and stuff, but you're not going to find people to buy knickknacks and doodads and fancy things from.
People aren't jousting or
No.
spectating events, stuff like that. Okay.
I mean, like
No,
there's
they're
a
just
couple
going
of
rah,
small,
rah.
there's a couple of like small things going on, but nothing like, it is like the lamest Ren Fair you could ever imagine.
So, is there like a stage anywhere?
Yes. But the procession is kind of heading towards the stage for, you know, the burgomaster to, you know, arrive and make his little edict, his little whatchamacallit, his little speech. His speech bullshit.
Okay. Well, how about this? We let him do what he's going to do, then we commandeer the stage.
I like that idea.
That
What a
way we
terror.
don't
I
step
like
on
that
his
idea.
toes.
That's fair.
Also gives me a chance to, you know, get myself ready.
Grub kind of looks around.
Get
and he's like,
yourself what? Oh, ready. I thought I heard a different word. I'm sorry.
So,
What the hell did you think I said?
You don't want to know.
No.
as you guys are going through town, or as you guys are kind of like going with some of the crowd, kind of making your way kind of towards the center area where the stage is, where the burgomaster kind of ends up posting himself up. As he's coming off of, he was like being pulled in a stagecoach, you know, a couple of horses pulling it, horse-drawn carriage. It's very fancy, very bougie. And you see this very, very well-dressed man step out. Like, dude screams money. He screams privilege. He screams station. He kind of waves to the crowd, like very, very proud, very happy, joyous smile. Like the dude is genuinely positive in the energy he's putting out. which is not being reflected by the people he's putting that energy out towards. He is not getting a good feedback loop. He kind of, gestures for everybody to kind of quiet down, the fanfare to stop, and he kind of clears his throat, getting ready to speak. Can I get perception rolls from everyone?
Oh my.
Ooh. I get 8 again. Wow.
Fucking amazing.
I feel there's something about double rolls this night, and that's cursed.
So, there's a lot going on. I mean, lots of people moving around. And unfortunately, while Renault, you are the first person to spot it in the party, you only spotted it a few moments after somebody screams bloody murder and gestures skyward. And you look up. The whole party looks up, but you see it first. And almost immediately afterwards, Wilhelmina sees it, and you both kind of reach out to your companions, turning their attention to the same spot. And you see a fire in the sky moving swiftly over the town. 4 motes of fire, 5, 6, as you realize it is a fiery mane and tail and fiery hooves of a nightmare.
Oh, shit.
Flying over the town. And people fucking scatter as the nightmare comes riding down and lands next to the stage.
Oh, this is neat.
Aaron,
And
I think
you,
we're gonna have to do a rain check.
you all recognize the very sharp features of this immaculately well-dressed man as he steps off of the horse, the nightmare, directly onto the stage, walking with a confidence of a man who owns all he surveys. As standing before you, as he kind of puts a hand on the burgomaster's shoulder and gestures towards the burgomaster's seat, to which the burgomaster's face paling as he backs away and sits down. As you recognize Count Strahd von Zarovich standing on the stage. I do believe I had you guys meet him once before, but No, I think this is the first time that he's actually spoke to you guys face to face.
Yes.
Well, only time I remember is we had a letter the one time. but
Yeah.
That was the very start of the game.
Yeah.
He turns and he kind of adjusts the cuffs of his shirt as he turns and he looks directly at the party.
Rob does like the stupid little NPC wave.
Well, I mean, it kind of just gives a glare.
Tyron looks unimpressed.
He sits there, he goes, shit, what was the dude's name? I cannot remember.
I guess you start pulling little cue cards 1 second.
I
How
just
would
laugh, but that
If
was
your
funny.
memory, okay, to be fair, if you're old, if you were assumedly a human turned vampire and now you're undead and you're ancient, does your human brain comprehend how many memories you pick up? Cue cards make sense.
Which human was this again?
To which he sits there and he kind of goes, Velakovich, it wounds me that all these years you still have yet to have invited me to one of your festivals. I understand it's to keep the big scary devil out, but come now. I could always use a little bit of fun. A little party now and then. Besides, you have wonderful guests that I am so keen on meeting. He says, turning to you all, as he steps off the stage and drifts slowly to the ground.
Let me just kind of put the finger up, and then she just holds back what she was about to say.
Mumbles under his breath in Orcish that he's like, I think you compare yourself too highly of a devil.
To which he looks dead at you, and in Orcish, but the accent is really unnerving. He responds with, "I prefer the title of God, but these cretins do not show me the respect I deserve."
Oh shit.
What did he say?
Grub in Orcish responds back. Wait,
Before
Okay,
you do,
but-
Karen needs to get some popcorn. What's it?
do you want me to do a history check to see if he can recall blips in between going from one body to another? Above game, DM.
You can go ahead and roll me one. We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see what you get.
Okay.
No,
I hate this.
like you have all these memories that come and go, and every one of them is from your point of view, but you don't recognize any of them directly yet.
Okay.
Like every one of them feels like you, but doesn't.
Gotcha. Grub kind of just steals himself, almost prepares a retort, but then realizes for the safety of himself and his friends, he's not going to respond back.
As he continues forward, approaching you all.
Just as a collective group?
Yes. Like there's no active animosity from him, but just the knowledge of who he is and the confidence he carries. There is an air of menace about him. Like, other than the fact that he doesn't have the supernatural ability, frightening presence, he basically has a frightening presence because you guys know who he is. You guys know what he can do. Kind of, sort of. Supposedly.
This guy can fuck you up, and he has the power behind his bragging. Basically.
Yes. I mean, currently
Yeah.
speaking, if he wanted to kill one of you, he could with a word.
Lovely.
Sorry.
I mean, he did also just retort back to Grub in perfect orc. That's menacing to Grub on his own.
Amina still just wants to know what he said. Because no one else can understand him. Or you.
Oh, I understood it perfectly. I speak orc.
I mean, Amina's like, what did they say?
No, he sits there and he goes, "So you are the ones who cleansed the house. It has claimed many. It was a mess and a nuisance. I appreciate."
You're welcome.
As are you. But as entertaining as you have all been, I feel that there has been a secret kept from me that it pains me to have gone this long without knowing of it. As his eyes kind of drift over and focuses on you, Wilhelmina.
Just kind of like stares for a split second and then just looks behind her on the other side. What?
That voice to Strahd is great. Just what?
Sorry.
Beautiful. No, it's beautiful. Keep going.
He looking up something. I apologize. Anyway, so he sits there. He goes, "We have not met before, have we?" As there's an intensity in his gaze.
No, there hasn't. We have not. I have never seen you in my life before.
He kind of like makes a faint waving gesture, almost like he's feeling the air around you. As he kind of frowns for a moment and then slowly smiles. No, I do believe we once have. Perhaps not in this life.
Is he trying to be romantic with me?
Did you ask that in character?
Yes, she's like whispering that.
I do not know. Is it working?
No, it's not.
Oh, that is most unfortunate. I came all this way. I had to see if it was true. He kind of looks you over, like, not in like a menacing, predatory fashion. Like, while his gaze towards like your companions and particularly Grub at the moment was given with varying degrees of antipathy, or in the case of Grub, a little bit of malice. His gaze softens when he looks at Wilhelmina.
Out of character, you're a dick. I think I know what you've done. In character, I whisper to Wilhelmina, "Do you want a rug?"
I would like the rug to hide myself right now, please.
You kind of see like Grub almost like defensively stand a little bit closer to Wilhelmina. You know, sensing like her like discomfort, and what Strahd is saying is getting protective of Wilhelmina.
You guys also do notice that like every guard that was in the general vicinity, like their weapons are not pointed at Strahd, but they're kind of like held slightly in his direction in a very, very defensive stance. Nobody's ready for this smoke.
So my niece, I just got to ask. I know I am nothing to you. Could you give us some more details about what you mean? Why Wilhelmina when you have? And she turns around and points to the entire village. As many women as you want.
To which
No offense, Wilhelmina.
he looks to you and gives you like a broad smile. Come now, child. You sell yourself too short.
Ha!
And he gives you a knowing stare. As he sits there, he goes, "But as for your friend, Wilhelmina, was it?"
Shit.
Does that even come through my mic that with my voice that shrilly?
No.
I literally was like, yes!
He goes, "She bears a soul that is known to me. For you see, no one who dies here in Barovia gets to leave, as it were." And he gestures broadly. And as he gestures, like as his hand kind of sweeps past people, like every person that his hand lines up with physically recoils and flinches as though they're afraid that, you know, he's going to smite them dead with just the gesture. Every soul here has been here for a millennia. As they die, they are born again into new flesh. But it seems, as he turns to Wilhelmina, somehow you were able to slip out of my grasp for a time.
Just gonna say it again. What?
I cannot remember the name of that one NPC. I will have to look him up later. Well, you see, as he kind of gestures again, like he's feeling your aura, your air around you. Your soul bears a striking resemblance to my dearly departed Titania. I had thought for quite a while that it was Irina, but no. The very air around you. It is unmistakable. He kind of slowly touches a finger to his lips.
Can I?
Oh, Mina just can't even talk right now. She's kind of just like that bug-eyed, like trying to back up a little bit.
Grub
Yeah,
has
I'm-
like this. Oh,
No, I'm just gonna ask a stupid question. Would Taryn know about, the story of Strahd? Would
Roll
she?
me a history check.
That's what I'm thinking. This is gonna be shit. It's
No, you
six.
haven't a fucking clue.
Fuck, I can't help.
while Strahd's paused, Grub is like, yeah, and the air around you is giving creep.
Who? That's all you hear from the dwarf.
I have heard of worse from better.
I would also say, as Wilhelmina seems to be backing up a little bit more, Grub is kind of getting a little bit more in front, trying to shield her from him.
Which is appreciated. She's
Oh,
kind of
but-
just not trying to be, trying to like do that weird. Please don't look at me.
There's a bit of hesitation, but Taryn will do the same.
Meet shield, meet shield, meet shield.
We're going to die, but it's going to be glorious.
Do you say that in character?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, look, whatever she was is in the past.
Indeed.
I understand that you believe you claim everything in this land, but she's not yours.
Well, naturally not until she chooses to be so.
I don't think she ever will, pal.
Not with that
This is-
attitude.
This is the first time I've met you.
And that is very valid. But as such, I would like to extend a personal invitation to my castle for you and your companions to join me for a meal.
What?
To which he sits there, he puts a hand over his chest, he goes, I promise you on my no longer beating heart that no harm shall come to you and your companions should you come to join me for a meal.
And after the meal,
You will be allowed to freely leave the castle in Ravenloft. And you see him, he pulls out, like his right hand is still resting on his chest. His left hand was at the small of his back, but he brings his left hand up and does a little flourish, and you see a little bell appear in his hand. A little bronze bell with beautiful engravings and filigree on it. And he goes, with this bell, you can call for a stage, a wagon that will come and whisk you away to Castle Ravenloft. While traveling to Castle Ravenloft in my wagon and then back to whence you came afterwards, All of my forces here in the land of Barovia will not act against you. While traveling to and from the castle for our meal, for our meeting, you will be under the protection of Strahd von Zarovik. But until such a time that you choose to ring the bell and accept my invitation, I will not hold my forces back, but I shall not spur them on towards you. And he kind of offers a polite, gentlemanly bow as he holds out his left hand holding the bell to you all.
Unless someone would like the honor, I would say grab while having like a hand in front of Wilhelmina. Definitely at this point blocking, between, Strahd and her would, with his own left hand, take the bell unless someone else would like to take the bell.
I mean,
I'd probably take it.
Okay. I'll let
As Renault takes the bell, Strahd kind of lifts his gaze to make eye contact with Renault. There's a little flaring of his nostrils as he gives a smile as he goes, Titania, there is interesting company here with which you keep. I approve.
What? Ooh.
Renaud
Forgive
would
me.
arch an
Sorry, go ahead.
ahead.
Renaud would arch an eyebrow at that, but he wouldn't say anything. No sense in drawing attention to it.
As he has relinquished the bell to you, he stands up and kind of shakes his head slightly. I apologize, Wilhelmina. You have interesting company you keep.
Thank you. You're very nice people.
To which he sits there, and as he takes a step back from the party, he goes, Those of the night often get a worse rap than we really deserve. But with that, as some of my plans for this evening have been thwarted already, as he looks towards the west and towards the church, St. Angel's Church, he goes, I will depart at this point in time. I look forward to hearing the bell ring in the future.
would you like a rug for your drafty castle?
He arches a brow for a moment.
I'm being
Yeah.
serious.
A rug, you say?
I pull out the rug and open it.
His brow furrows, perplexed. He looks at it, he goes, It is quite a lovely artifact.
It's an artifact.
As he looks at you all and looks to Wilhelmina as well, as he goes, Does this one speak for you all, or does she speak for herself only?
She speaks for all of us.
Then in that case, as his gaze shifts back to Wilhelmina, he bows and steps forward again. I will graciously accept your gift. And he holds out a hand for Taryn to hand over the rug.
I'll hand over the rug. Hopefully it sees us in good terms.
It shall. This was a pleasant meeting. I do look forward to seeing you all again. And he takes the rug, and you see him kind of pet it, admiring the texture of it. It was a really nice rug. And he heads back over to the nightmare and drifts up into the air, floating over. Straddles the steed, sets the carpet across his lap, and looks back down to you all as he goes, I pray you do not keep me waiting too long for our meal. Until next time, my friends, stay safe. And he gives, prods the nightmare, and it takes off into the sky, and he circles once, twice, 3 times as he gains altitude before turning to the east and flies away.
Wilhelmina just goes. What? What?
Alright. That was weird. Got rid of the rug, though.
As much as I hate that rug, I'm gonna slightly miss it.
It would have been nice to have gotten something for it.
Look, we got some reputation with the big man himself.
He was gonna give that to us anyway.
Sure, but you didn't stop me. You sat there brooding.
Yeah, like I was going to draw attention myself, given the atmosphere.
You already kind of had everyone's attention.
Yeah, the burgomaster at this point in time kind of sits there and very shakily gets up from his seat and goes, I think we shall postpone the festivities for a few nights. Everyone, back to your homes. Back to your homes.
I think they're already at their homes.
He says that as he's climbing into his wagon, and they make off pretty rapidly down the street.
Damn.
Is a nightmare out of sight by now?
Oh, yes. Dude, it's fast as fuck.
You know, I expected him to be taller.
Grub looks at Taryn. He's like, "That's your only takeaway, is wanting him to be taller."
Other than his, his skeeviness, he's a 9 out of 10.
He's a what?
9 out of 10.
I wasn't exactly looking at the package. I
He-
was just more concerned that he was singling me out.
Yeah, and he was unsettlingly handsome.
Grub kind of just shrugs. He's like, "I've seen prettier."
Oh, stories! You have to tell me. Maybe tonight after a few drinks?
Maybe.
Ooh, that wasn't a no?
All right, so you guys are able to retire to the tavern. It is quiet in there. Give me a second. Let me find. Where is? There it is. I gotta put all the NPCs away. All right, and you guys are free to spend a little bit of time having some drinks and conversing amongst yourselves. I need to take this opportunity to run to the restroom. By the way, I do have my headset on still, so I will be able to hear your guys' interactions with each other.
Cool.
Danica will provide you guys a round of drinks, considering you guys are the only clientele in the tavern at the moment. And then she busies herself back in the back. She does not appear to be very, very interactive at the moment.
Oh, that's okay.
That's totally fair.
But with that, the stage is yours for roleplay. I shall be back shortly.
That was unsettling.
I
Very,
can,
very unsettling.
I can imagine. What was the name he kept calling you?
It started with a T. That's all I could glean from it. It started with a T.
All the things that has happened over the last couple of days. This is definitely in the top 5.
I don't know if I should be concerned by that or not.
I would be concerned, considering how we heard Irina was searching for safety here from Strahd.
And he just waltzes in.
Then he did mention something about I thought it was Irina. That what? Why? I just see her kind of like squat towards the ground a little bit. She's just very uncomfortable with the situation.
Grub just, pushes a mug or a stein, closer to Wilhelmina. Just offering maybe a drink will calm her nerves.
She just kind of takes the drink like she's just downing it, and she normally just does not down it. She's just like, nope, 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 nope.
I mean, the grand scheme of things, you might be able to use this in your favor.
Yeah.
I mean, with the bell, we have a direct access to him.
As long as we're going there. So we were told don't take too long. But then she kind of like thinks.
How long is too long for a fucking vampire?
Good question. Good question.
We should definitely.
Oh
You
no, go
first.
ahead. No, you go first.
Okay, just like we should definitely see about working with those Fanes.
Almost
First,
definitely.
maybe.
That is somewhat close right now.
But I think we need to go to Argen Vostholt first.
Isn't that the tower that we
The
saw on
Stone
the map?
Dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy lady didn't exist after we left our house says that we should go there first.
Yes, it has stuff for the Fane, and it's part of one of our cards.
Yeah.
He kind of scrunches up his nose. He's like, where would he learn orc from?
You know,
He's had thousands of years. He's probably pulled in quite a few orcs to learn it off of.
I mean, if you've been alive that long, Taryn's right. He's if there's been anybody like us that's come in, probably a great educational thing. And interesting. And Eh.
I can't imagine he was very hospitable to them like he is with us right now. Only because we have something he wants.
I
Mumia
don't know.
just like crunches her nose. I really don't like this. I'm usually never the center of attention. This is very awkward.
Well, now you have a very, very ancient, old, powerful vampire humping at your leg, so you best get used to attention.
Should I wanted? No. Just supposed to silently help in the background on all of these plays. I don't play the main character.
Unfortunately, it seems like the main character died, so you're gonna have to.
Hope you're now star of the show.
Huzzah!
I'm trying to think of the word. It's just like, oh, who's the one that usually has to be there just in case the star actually like gets sick or something? The understudy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the understudy.
You're not the understudy, you're the main attraction.
Oh.
Attraction may have been the wrong choice of word there, buddy.
Oh, no, I know what I meant.
She just takes the cloak over her head and she's like, don't look at me, please. And she just downs some more alcohol. This is my friend tonight. Good old booze.
I'll slowly scoop mine over to her. Like, there you go.
She's gonna sleep well tonight.
It's not gonna have fun waking up tomorrow.
Nope, that's okay.
Huh?
That's fine. She'll take it. She's her head right now is just going wee woo wee woo wee woo wee woo wee woo.
That is a problem for tomorrow, Wilhelmina.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's two. That's two weird things about our group. One is you're got an extra soul. The second one is, our good ranger here. What next? What's the third thing?
The fact that you think we have a ranger.
Touche. What, you got fire?
So, as
Rogue?
you guys wind down the night, eventually you guys retire up to your room. And as you guys all bed down to sleep, so as you guys drift off to sleep, you all have a very, very good quality rest. Very uneventful sleep. Except for one of you.
Uh-oh.
So during this
Who
next
is it?
segment, I am going to momentarily mute 3 of you.
Oh no.
So Taryn,
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself suddenly almost waking up, kind of coming out of a groggy fog, in the middle of a field. As you look to the north, You can see the walls, the wooden walls of Valaki. And the mist is thick around you. And you hear a voice suddenly behind you. As you hear, "It is good to see that one might prove useful in their ranks."
I immediately turn around and the claws light up with lightning.
No, 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 none of that, as your claws stop sparking. Counterspell's a bitch.
Yeah, I know it is. Fucker.
Your mental bastion was fairly easy to bypass. I only called you out here to have words and to gauge your worth. We do not have any need for you to be nefarious or hostile or actively work for us. And this man, you can't really see too many of his features. He's very obscured, mostly by the mist, as he kind of slowly, almost in a pseudo-predatory fashion, stalks around you, looking you over. You have been good at protecting the Lady Wilhelmina so far since you have all arrived here in Barovia, yes?
It seems so.
Good. Then we should like to task you with continuing to take care of her. He kind of sits there and strokes his. You're not sure if he's just stroking his chin and jaw or an actual beard or what, but he kind of strokes his chin area in the mist, in the fog, in the darkness.
Is this the guy in the mist from the start? Very start.
You're not certain. It has been a little bit, and you were also really fucking groggy and out of it at that time.
That's fair. That's all you want.
As a token to ensure your cooperation. You see his hand kind of suddenly, like, almost lunge out of the mist towards you. Like, the motion is a little startling, but you realize that it's not an aggressive motion. Like, he's not attacking you. But he's holding something. He's holding a pearl.
I'll slowly take it. Look at it. And what is this?
It is a gift to help ensure your cooperation in putting your flesh in the service of protecting Lady Wilhelmina.
And what might this gift do?
It is a simple enough gift. You should be able to easily figure it out.
Mm-hmm. That's always fun when they do that.
But be wary of one's instincts. They can either be a great tool or lead to great ruin. Ensure that you keep yours in check.
You mean the ones you gave me?
Well, I gave you nothing. Except for the pearl in your hand.
Ah, you might not be who I think you are. But if you wish for me to look after Wilhelmina, that's what I was doing in the first place. She's a friend, and I will always try and protect.
Very well, then. Then enjoy your sleep. And with that, the mist kind of just continues to thicken and thicken and thicken, and all you see is gray, and then eventually darkness, and then pure black. And with that, you all wake, well rested, in your beds. Though in clutched in your hand, Taryn, is a pearl. A fairly sizable pearl. And for the record, I have unmuted everyone.
I shall immediately put that in my pocket for later. Before everyone else wakes up.
All right. So, with that, the day is yours. If you guys wish, we can move along to travel. If you guys have anywhere in particular you wish to head towards.
You sure you unmuted them?
Oh, I actually muted myself. Oops.
Wow, we're back. Well done. Mm-hmm.
I think we were under an agreement. We wanted to start working on Argenvolst. Vosholst?
Argenvolstholt.
Argenvolstholst. Almost as soon as possible?
So for a very enthusiastic walk in the woods is what we plan to do.
So with that, let me bring us back over here and... okay. All right, so... do we wish to stay on the road, or are we going to attempt to go off-road for this?
I'm not fussed either way.
Me neither.
I feel like staying on the road would probably be the smarter choice overall.
At least for right now.
Because even though we may have Strahd's word that they are not actively seeking us out, I feel like if we were to go off-road, that would increase chances.
That is a fair assessment. Okay, so... ah, shoot. I screwed that up. There we go. So, we do have a note here. So, as we head out of town, pull up my notes so I can remember where the fuck I'm working with here. Scroll. Okay. Alright, so as you guys cross this bridge, I... click that. Okay, so... I need... Renault, can you give me a GM roll of a 1d20? Okay. All right. Cool. So, as you guys are crossing the bridge, you come to a crossroad intersection. The branches of which are branching to, the northwest, the northeast from which you came, the southwest, and the southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby.
Ah.
If anybody is overly curious, it does not take very much effort for you to be able to figure out the way that the top part of the signpost is supposed to connect to the lower half, and it would give you indications of what is in each direction. It shows that the southwest path indicates that Kresik and Solenka Pass are to the southwest, Lake Baratok to the northwest, Valaki and Ravenloft to the northeast, and Berez to the southeast.
Alright. Who has mending? Because I don't.
Let me check. I don't think I do though.
I don't
might-
have mending, but I have strength.
I don't have mending either.
I mean, you could just use strength.
I don't know if you're going to be able to fuse the wood back together with just strength alone.
That's fair.
So, assuming that we wish to continue down this path.
Hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I got pulled. You said something about wood?
Yeah, there was a wooden signpost that was broken, and Taryn was asking if anybody had access to the mending cantrip to try to fix it.
Oh. No, I don't. However, I do have carpenter's tools.
Oh, yeah, you might be able to use enough nails at the right angles to... Sorry, guys, I had to lean back. The cat was demanding some pettings. To kind of makeshift tack it back together, if you want to spend a few minutes working on that.
Strength, dexterity, intelligence. What?
Dexterity or intelligence, your call. All right. Yep. Yeah. With roll one more time, because I'm going to assume that probably Grub and or Taryn would probably be standing there helping hold everything to give you advantage. Yeah. There you go. Perfect. I mean, you rolled enough on your own, but I was just curious as to whether or not you could get any higher.
Yeah.
With that roll, you're pretty certain that... God bless it. Come here. All right, come here. Hi. Sorry, he was getting extra mouthy.
Aw, kitty.
So, you are certain that outside of somebody coming up and physically breaking it again, this is going to stay. The whole thing will topple over before that top portion will come off from the way that you've got the nails embedded in both directions, kind of stapling it back together. And it actually doesn't look bad. You were able to kind of get the nails at just the right angles to keep it pretty flush. It would take somebody actually coming up and getting a close look at it to see that, yeah, it was actually in fact broken with how well you rolled.
Every little helps.
I will say, it is not a big thing, but it was a nice thing. The party as a whole gets an inspiration.
Woo.
That was
Trying
not
to
what I
back
wanted
up.
to press. I mean, a
Yay.
couple of you guys will have more than two, but remember, use it before the end of the session, or else it goes away. A couple of you guys are back up to 2. All right. That said, there's nothing really else here at this crossroads at this time. So as we continue on, you guys are not like running at a breakneck, blistering speed, because that opens up opportunity for ambush and whatnot. When we get to here, Grub, would you roll to do a 2 GM roll for 1d20?
Absolutely. Why?
That's fine. All right. So
I keep rolling 8s.
Eights are meant to be lucky.
it's your number. All right. So you reach the crossroads that you guys would know from your map is where you need to turn to the south to continue to what was indicated to you as to being Argenvostholt. At some point, I will figure out how to properly pronounce it without stumbling all over myself.
Oh, you're fine.
And you guys make it all the way up to the gates, or to the outer perimeter of the property, with not so much as a single encounter.
Gotta be that bell.
I don't think so. He said once we rang it, things would leave us alone.
That.
This
Well,
might
things
just be pure
well,
fucking
things-
luck.
Well, he did say things are not going to actively seek us out either.
Except maybe the hags. Maybe we should have asked about the hags.
My mind was not thinking about the hags at that current moment, but you've got a point.
Well, hopefully he likes that rug enough for us to be like, these hags are starting to piss us off.
Okay, so now then. Shoot, let me double check my dynamic lighting setting for this map.
Oh no.
Yay.
Is the dynamic lighting set up correctly? Oh shit.
Should be.
Don't get me wrong, dynamic lighting is beautiful when it works.
Wait a minute.
When it doesn't work, it's just 45 minutes of pain.
There we go. Okay. It was initially in daylight mode, which meant that you guys could see forever. Remember, there's fog and shit everywhere. All right. There we go. Now that I've got that squared away. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay,
Wow.
so as you guys approach from the east, or from the west, approaching to the east,
It's a big boy map.
that is not what I wanted to do. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing there. Okay, so as you approach, now that I've got us on this map, I gotta find my notes for it. Okay, so So as you guys approach, you can clearly see, with its back to you, a statue of a fairly large statue of a dragon. Here we go. So, as you guys first kind of come in sight of it, as you guys are approaching, high above the river valley, just a quiet promontory upon which looms a sepulchral mansion. Its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark, octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seemingly like the fossilized remains of some long dead thing smote upon the mountainside.
Well, this isn't spooky at all.
A creepy castle in a creepy land covered in mist. What did you expect?
Well, a little bit of change would be nice. Not everything has to be doom and gloom.
Do you want Strahd and the land just to have, pretty tulips and daisies and fun fruit sunshine?
I'm just saying, it would be a nice change of pace.
Here you guys go. Here's the statue.
Oh, that looks friend-shaped.
Not imposing at all. Definitely not imposing at all.
Well, I suppose we better start, going to the highest tower.
I mean, that is one of our clues from this book.
We may as well search the entire place while we're here. You never know. Might be something interesting.
Well, let's hope.
I mean, out of curiosity, can I just go ahead and pop a perceptions check?
What are you wanting to roll for? I'm sorry.
Perception?
All right, what are you attempting to perceive for in particular? Or is there just general perception?
General perception?
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception.
Damn it. Oh!
You know what? You do
Can
have an extra inspiration, I think, sitting in your pocket.
I was gonna say a
Did you
third.
just
I
roll
do have a
another
third
eight?
one.
Yes, she
Yes.
did.
I'm going to
that-
burn that.
Hold on. Is that 3 8s in a row?
I think that might have been 4.
All
two,
this night,
three.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 4.
5.
5?
Not in a row. Not in a row. You did have a couple of 12s in a row, but you've had
But that
5
was
8s so far tonight.
4 in a row.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm burning my inspiration, and there we go.
There we go. Something else.
It's my second 19 of the night, though.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. So, So as you approach, perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon. Its wings tucked close to its body. The statue looks east towards the mansion. I will say that you're able to tell that from the general features of the statue that it is a statue of a silver dragon.
Okay. But there's no plaque or anything, or is it too aged that if there was a plaque, it's faded by time?
There's nothing on it. At least not that I can tell. Let me double check. Okay. Yeah, no, there's nothing else on there. I will say with that perception, though, you definitely get a fair sense of unease about the building before you, but you do know that you do need to go in there.
Okay. I'd feel like with that sense of unease he has about it, he'd just probably keep his hand near the sheath of his sword.
Right, and
Pretty dragon. Oh well.
Wilhelmina and Renault. You guys are...
Sorry, I got distracted. Oof. I'm coming. I got a lot going on.
Up ahead of you, you can clearly see, Taryn, the front door. I mean, as you move forward and the mist kind of thins out a bit, you see a set of flagstone steps flanked by stone railings climbing to a landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors with rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. Carved into the lintel above the entrance is the word Argenvostold.
I don't know who owned this place, but I love the dragon motifs.
So as you reach the top of the stairs, stop there. Everybody else can make whatever move up to 15 more feet, as you guys are all kind of moving closer. At that point, change that into a cone. So, you guys... That's not it either. So, you guys see, as you open the door, the dragon's mouth opens and exhales a 60-foot cone of harmless cold air. And then the mouth closes. Yeah, perfectly harmless. It's just really kind of cold. Not painfully cold, but just like, oh, chilly. That coupled with the mist, like you are all now uncomfy.
Well, that's a cold welcome if I ever got one before.
I will allow Wilhelmina and Taryn each to roll me an Arcana check.
Alrighty. Arcana. Oh.
Taryn, you are almost certain that trap must be very old and weakened, because that probably should have been a full-on like dragon tier breath of cold at you guys. Like that should have hurt.
Okay, so there's traps. That was supposed to kill us.
Delightful.
It's a good thing I ran out of power.
So you're saying it was like, here's a little baby boop. Boop.
Basically, the magic is so old, it's kind of went, eh, instead of turning us to icicles.
Oh, well, at least we're not icicles, so that's a plus.
That is a big plus. So,
No, but what other things are in there that could turn us into icicles?
excellent point, but their magic might be as dull. Still, careful while we go. If you have detect magic, it might be useful, because I don't.
I do.
If care is what we're taking, then you probably shouldn't be up at front.
Alright then.
Although just know every time I have to do dispel magic, we're gonna have to stop for a little bit. Or not dispel, detect. Although I could use a spell slot here and there for it.
Just as a reminder, you guys did get a long rest, so all spell slots, everything's back.
Woohoo.
I don't think we've been in anything. We haven't done anything, really.
No, not yet, but I mean, you guys had the encounter on the road before, and you guys haven't had a long rest since that encounter 2 sessions ago. Until today.
I thought we had. Okay.
Yeah,
but okay.
because everything was refreshed.
I mean, it's either that or Wilhelmina just didn't update, refresh her spell slots.
Look, we haven't been fighting. Everything else was updated, though.
Okay, so.
Can I investigate the door before we go through?
Certainly.
Just don't want to trigger anything else.
As you... Go ahead.
I'd like to inspiration that, just in case.
That's fair. That's what they're there for. All right, go ahead. All right, so as you check over the door, you notice that it is unlocked, and you cannot find any traps, like anywhere that you would logically put a trap. You check, and there's no visible signs of any kind of spring-loaded mechanisms as you kind of check in the lock and around the lock. It looks safe. It looks safe, and it looks unlocked.
I'd like to open the door.
All right. As you push open the door, there's a deep groaning creak, as it is a very aged set of doors. But it swings open into a massive grand hall that, as you kind of peer in and step in, this room, it feels like it could be like a king's tomb. There's a grand staircase leading up to stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase's landing. You see 6 sets of double doors that lead out from this foyer. Along the walls, displayed on marble pedestals, are three alabaster busts of handsome men. A fourth bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor. Two chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders.
All right, I guess I will take a step in then.
All right. I will say, as you enter in, there's nothing really else that draws your attention, stands out. Like, you don't see anything that looks out of place, like it could be a trap over there, or some trip wire over there, or anything like that. Everything, it just looks very big and imposing.
Ren would turn to everyone else. Well, I'm not going to explore this place all by my lonesome.
You said I shouldn't be up front, so I'm back here.
As you guys reach, after everybody gets into the room and a couple of you guys reach towards the middle of the room, you'll notice a great shadow with wings moves across the walls and disappears. You hear the soft bestial hiss in the darkness.
Neat.
But other than that, you don't detect whatever that was any further. You can't really tell which way it went. It kind of seemed whatever it was kind of scurried along the walls or moved along the walls.
I think it's safe to assume that we're not the only ones here. I move up north over to... We can see these four doors, right?
You see, as you kind of enter in, you'll notice, you see a door there, you see a door there, see a door here, you see a door here. I'm not certain. Let me click on here to get a good idea of. That's not it.
You might want to update the audience view.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So, there's my ruler. Put that away. You guys, you can see a door here. I'm pretty sure you can tell that there's a door here.
Yeah.
There's a door here. There's a door here. There's also a door back here.
Looks like the one over here is the only one that's open.
Yeah, that one is actively open.
I would like to go up north and check this door.
All right. All right. So, at that door, yeah. So you do not hear anything in this room at the moment. As you lean up to the door and listen. Do you wish to open the door?
I'd like to investigate it first. I'm not going to open anything.
That's fair.
But we had a trap out front, so... I'll keep that roll.
As far as you can tell, as you kind of check the door over, you do not see any traps on it. You don't notice any locks. Do you wish to attempt to open it?
Yes, can I do so slowly, with sleight of hand?
Certainly. As the door opens, or as you open the doors, there's like a brief moment of it starting to, but you manage to catch it, brace, and then slow the motion down even further to where only really you and anybody who's really, really close by, which unfortunately the rest of your party isn't even that close by, like you gotta be like right on top of it, can hear the whisper of the creak of the door. As the door opens, in this wood-paneled den, it appears it has been ransacked. Its furnishings are tossed around. A cold, dark hearth dominates the west wall between two narrow windows. Standing upright against the north wall is a sarcophagus made of black wood with a queen's effigy carved into its lid.
So a hearth with a sarcophagus in it.
No. The hearth is. I am on the wrong layer. The hearth is right
Hearth
here.
is here, and a room
Okay.
with a hearth and a sarcophagus in it.
Okay. Yeah. That.
So is this like your traditional living room then?
Yeah. You see like a table. There's some rotted divans, broken chairs, overturned ottomans, smashed oiled lamps are just kind of strewn around the room.
I kind of want to get a closer look at the sarcophagus, but not touch it.
All right. Yeah, it's a sarcophagus that's upright against the wall, set up in such a way that's it's flush against the wall but stable. You do not see any kind of lock or lack. You don't see any locks on it that might hold it from being opened.
What do you guys think? Should we take a look in here?
Would a divine sense maybe help? Kind of asking that above game because if it's a sarcophagus, if there's something mildly evil undead, I guess the divine sense would probably grab it, right?
So remember, we homebrewed the divine sense. You can detect extraplanar things and also just general good or bad.
True. Yeah.
So as you reach out once again, with your divine sense, and coincidentally, as you moved up there, you reach out and you sense nothing from the sarcophagus. But as you have moved into the room and you are very close to the hearth at the moment, you sense something good.
Oh.
And it's very fortunate that you had asked to do that, because this could have actually ended up potentially questionable. As let me double check this thing. All right. So as you come in, you reach out with your divine sense. You sense something good as the empty hearth suddenly sparks, and a fire lights into being, and this fire that erupts out of the wood, the old decrepit wood there, shows up in the form of like a dragon as it flares out its wings. And I need everybody to roll an initiative.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I don't like this.
And
I'm back just in time.
It's not an 8.
Goddamn.
Whoa!
and
Damn.
And sharing information is a free action. Just reminding you.
Yeah. You would see, like, while Grub has had his hand, like, on the sheath of his sword, like, since he's walked, since, general bad presence, when he had used his divine sense and has sensed nothing but that good presence that just suddenly filled the room, you wouldn't see him pose into attack or anything. He in kind of more almost at rest. Although he wouldn't specifically, I think, say that, like, hey, hold on, this is good. But you see him almost more at ease than pouncing to attack.
Okay, so with that body language and whatnot from Grub, Renault, you see the fiery dragon kind of burst into being. It hisses, crackles because it's made of fire. Its wings kind of beating the air as it's hovering in the fireplace, in the hearth. What do you do with your turn?
Wait, is it already my turn?
You rolled the highest initiative.
Oh, I thought Wilhelmina did.
So once again, Grub has taken his hand off his sword.
I would keep my hand on my silver sword short and back away.
So you move away for your turn. Like taking, I'm assuming, like ready to action to attack it if it comes at you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wilhelmina, what do you do with your turn?
Wilhelmina just moves a little bit between them. Kind of also tries to. No, actually, no. She's gonna stay in this little corner right here. She kind of just sees that no one's attacking right now. She's like not sure if she should actually do something, so she's just going to. You know what? She's just going to. Oh, why do I want to keep? I'm not playing a monk right now. I don't want to keep saying patient defense.
Dodge action?
Dodge, yeah.
All right,
Look,
taking a
I've
dodge
played
action.
a monk long enough that I
Yeah.
keep wanting to say it, so it's like, that's not the right word.
Okay, so as it gets to its turn, you hear a hissing voice as it addresses you all. You hear, "My knights have fallen into darkness. Save them if you can. Show them the light they have lost." And with that, the fire burns out. And with that, we are no longer in initiative.
That was the quickest initiative ever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had to give you guys an opportunity to interact before it talked because it did burst into life. And if Grub hadn't had said that they were doing divine sense, there would have been nothing to share. And you guys would have been fully on your own intuition in that moment. I will give you a tidbit of spoiler. It only had one hit point, and if you had hit it and killed it, it would have blown up.
Neat.
So not being murder hobos right now saved us. Got it.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
I'm never murder.
So with that,
Chaos Scrub, there's a difference.
Mostly to save us having to try to remember if we have checked everything. Ren, would you like to check inside the sarcophagus?
Yeah, I'd like to draw my silver short sword just to be safe to kind of,
Just in case something
wedge
jumps
open
out.
the lid. Yeah, just to wedge open the sarcophagus lid.
Okay. So as you open it up, it opens up surprisingly easy, and you realize that whoever had set this up had converted it into a wine cabinet. Unfortunately, now all you see is just shattered wine glasses and decanters that are found all on the shelves. But it's a fairly morbid little wine cabinet. But with that, having entered into the fortress of Argenvostolt, I feel like this is a good stopping point for tonight's session.
Let's say it is getting late.
With the rest of the castle to explore ahead of you all, I want to thank you guys for playing with me tonight, and I want to thank the audience for coming and hanging out.
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem. Fun as
This
usual.
was-
Yeah.
this was
Thanks
fun.
Thanks
Yeah.
for running Silence Echo.
Yeah, thank you for joining, Kajix. I
And
am
now you guys can stop complaining about the rug.
until the next rug is found.
Oh, look, I didn't care about it out of character. Wilhelmina did.
The one rug to rule them all.
So now that the rug is gone, I will reveal all. It was literally just an art item worth, about 700 gold pieces. That's
Holy shit.
literally all it was. It was vendor trash. But I will
You
say,
guys would have been pissed if it was a magic carpet or something. Just saying.
We can't do a whole new world, unfortunately.
well, I mean, Wilhelmina did do detect magic on it, and there was no magic on it. But
I did
that's
check it like for twice.
But do we want to say that Wilhelmina had used her magic eyes earlier? Like, do we want to let her have ritual cast it before you guys started heading in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she keeps it for 10 minutes each time. Because it's 10 minutes each time, right?
Right. So
Yep.
with that, I will say that you do notice that there's something other than like the magic potions and whatnot that you guys have. You guys don't have a whole lot in the way of like magic items just yet, but you do notice that there's an extra magic thing in Terran's pocket.
Wilhelmina squints. And then
Well-
she pokes Taryn.
Aye.
What's in your pocket?
Wilhelmina, do you have identify?
I don't think I do.
Well, while they're searching the wine cabinet, I'll pull it out and hold it to her.
Oh, I do have identify!
All right, so just for the sake of expediting for everybody's information, we'll say that while they're checking the rest of the room, you ritual cast identify if Terran is willing, and it is
Willing?
Yeah?
a pearl of
Alright.
power.
Oh. I mean, Wilhelmina's gonna tell Taryn what it is.
Ooh. She's gonna put it back in her pocket. You got enough extra spells.
Yeah, I mean it's again literally it takes in my games it takes an action to attune to anything.
Mhm.
Literally instantly attunement. Breaking the attunement is what takes the hour. That way people don't
Oh.
just swap shit out on the fly.
Alright.
No, that's fair.
I'll just attune to it immediately.
All right.
Uh,
Just remember, unlike normal, your attunement slots are equal to your proficiency bonus, so everybody currently only has 2 attunement slots.
I don't have any other things that require it, so.
Yeah, I don't think you guys have anything else really yet that has an attunement requirement.
I still have the cloak of protection
Oh,
on, but that's the only
sorry.
other one.
Sorry, you guys have 2 things now that have attunement slots. But that said, thank you guys for hanging out and playing with me. I am now going to deafen out and raid out somewhere,
Okie
So-
dokie.
Okay.
and I will pop back into voice chat here in a few moments if you guys wish to hang around and talk for a little bit. But with
Yeah,
that,
you know-
I'm
Really?
gonna run something on my own. Thanks for running
Yeah.
Silence Echo.
no problem. Have a good night, buddy. I
Have
will
a
be
good
back
night.
shortly.
Good night.
All right, so that said, it was a very, very productive stream. Let's see. I like finding smaller streams to raid. Let's see, where are you guys at? Oh, dude, they got a cool setup, so we're gonna raid over here because that's kind of really neat. We are going to raid out to Ghost Pepper. They are currently streaming Dungeons and Dragons. Got pop my raid messages up. I've rated them in the past for Dungeons and Dragons content. They've been entertaining in the past, but they've got a virtual tabletop that they are playing on, so that's really kind of neat. I might have to look into employing something like that in the future when and if I get my hands on or start running more homebrew content. But that said, I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Thank you once again to my players for playing. Thank you, Kajix, for the raid. And, well, I hope everybody's having a good night, or has a good rest of your night. Next stream will be Thursday night. Going to be doing some more Baldur's Gate 3 with Kajix and crew. Though this Thursday, because currently my Dungeons & Dragons group is between campaigns, we will be starting much earlier on Thursday night to play some Baldur's Gate. But that said, have a good night, stay safe, until next time. Choose kindness, everyone.